Oh, it's almost Halloween, AJ.
Boo! I'm scared, Norton. I'm scared.
It's a good time to talk about ghosts.
All right.
So we brought in a couple of guys from Northeast Paranormal Investigations Society.
Ooh.
That's a long name.
It is.
If you had to pay for every letter, you'd be broke. So we have Barnaby here. Barnaby, you're director and technology specialist?
Yes, that's correct.
And who do you have with you?
I have my co-director, Adam Sheffs. He's actually the founder of the group.
And how did you get into it?
I started out kind of guerrilla style. I had an interest in it and started when I was younger. Going on.
Did you see a ghost or hear a ghost? That's normally how people get into it. They witness something and then they start investigating, and then the next thing you know, they have a career.
Right. Yeah, it's my family's had experiences with them. I've heard stories of them. I've seen what I thought.
Now, what do you mean your family had experiences with them? You had a haunted house? Or?
Yeah. When I was a baby, and I've heard stories from both my parents. When I was a baby, the house that we had lived in was actually down in Norotan. It had a spirit or multiple spirits that lived in the house, and they had weird things that happened. And there was an actual point in time when my mother was walking down the hall in the building, and she actually saw a full apparition standing in the room.
Wow, what did it look like?
And she said it was a woman, a woman that was kind of standing there, just kind of hovering, and just kind of had a shawl over, and she was kind of, holding the shawl in tight. And then it looked up and saw her and just vanished.
It's cold in here. It's cold.
And it actually, coincidentally, when she was walking down the hall, she noticed the temperature was dropping as she was going down the hall.
That is a sign that there's a ghost around, right?
Generally,
Cold air.
Environmental oil heat, yep.
Yeah. So have you ever seen a ghost?
So I've seen things that may have been ghosts. The biggest reason why I started getting into this, and then ultimately when I met Adam, we started working together, was that we're both skeptics at heart. And but we both have seen and heard things that are like, what the heck was that?
And you can't explain it.
You can't explain it.
Yeah.
So, we're like, let's come at this thing, from a skeptic's perspective and try to figure out what is this thing and what does it do? And what makes it happen, and can we document it?
Have you ever been chased out of a place by something? Like where you felt like your life was in danger?
No.
Has there ever been a case of someone dying mysteriously, like in a haunted house, where you think, wow, that ghost took that person out?
Right.
You mean while we were there?
No, not while you were there. But have you,
history.
like in your research, have you ever heard of like somebody in a haunted house and they just, died under mysterious circumstances?
Yeah. Themselves, yeah.
So ghosts, you think, in your opinion, can kill?
Well, if you run into in front of a bus while you're running away from a ghost, definitely.
Well, that would be collateral, then, right? Yeah.
No, we hear stories about this stuff all the time. I mean, you have to validate this stuff, and that's why we're doing it. That's why we're trying to document it. And so it's hard to say, exactly what killed these people. Some of these properties that we go to, they may not even be notoriously known as haunted because we focus on the history of the property. And so a lot of these times have interesting history, and we'll go in and we'll try to document paranormal activity that might jive with the history that's on the property. So there may be mysterious deaths that are on the property that are of suspect, that kind of thing.
Barnaby and Adam with Northeast Paranormal Investigation Society are here. Tell me about a house in Connecticut that's like super haunted, where you're like, wow, this place is off the charts.
One of the properties we went to, when did we go to Butler McCook?
Butler McCook, we went there in, it was around October of last year.
Okay.
Last year.
So about a year ago.
Yeah, the Butler McCook House and Garden up in Hartford. And it wasn't like scary haunted, it was like, wow, there's lots of crazy stuff going on haunted. And we went in and we documented.
Like what kind of stuff was going on?
Well, while we were there, you hear things, you think you see things out of the corner of your eye. Yeah, sounds, that kind of thing.
A keg went through the window. Wait, that was Animal House, sorry.
There were like weird shadows, things like that. And you have to take it with a grain of salt because when you're out there, it's the middle of the night, it's dark, you're late, it's tired, you've been working all day.
Your mind is going to play a little.
It's playing tricks on you, and so you got to take it with a grain of salt. And so what we do is we document that stuff. We make note of things that we thought were weird, and we go back and we check our surveillance tapes and our audio recorders and things like that. And what was interesting about that property is that when we went back and started going through the material, there were, like, on all the video footage and stuff like that, there were actual, like, solid orbs, like, moving all around the room. It wasn't like, dust orbs or, like, bug orbs, but, like, orbs that would, like, come up, like, to the camera and then, like, take off to the side.
Wow.
just really weird stuff like that. And it happened, like, there's a lot of video footage of us standing in the room, and it came right up next to us, and then it would zoom off, and we didn't even know it was there.
Wow.
So it's kind of weird things like that. A lot of whispering, a lot of chatter.
We have some audio that you guys brought in, and then we'll ask people, members of the tribe, to call in with any experiences they've had. 203-882-9757. So we have Barnaby and Adam from Northeast Paranormal Investigation Society here. We have some sound that they recorded we're going to play. Well, we'll take a couple of calls first. Tom and Seymour, you worked in a haunted house?
Oh, yeah, in Fairfield. Scared the crap out of me. Jamaican friend had to leave, never came back.
Jamaican friend left
there
and never came
the
back.
Bathroom that was falling apart. At the end of the day, on the mirror in the bathroom, in yellow, there was a smiley face with the writing underneath that said, "Smile or die." And we both ran out of the house.
Have a nice day, man.
No kidding.
You see a pair of flip-flops on the floor.
Came back the next day and found that same bathroom had foggy windows. I went inside, no one home, 5,000 square foot house, the hot water's running in the shower, and that's basically the end of the story. But it was haunted for sure.
See, you did what I would do, because I watch movies, and, you know, a house basically tells you to get out. I get out.
No problem.
You know?
I'm good.
See you later.
And like I'm yelling at the screen, and get out. What
Right.
are you, stupid?
Sorry to disturb you, sir.
Have you
no
not
problem.
seen all the other movies?
Yep.
Yeah. Creepy. Thank you, man.
Yeah. So the house was haunted. I'm sure it is to this day. There were artifacts from all around the world in this house. There were collectors. I never went back, but I'm sure it's still wickedly haunted right
Did they
now.
have a little doll with a necklace on it in there?
I
Trust
did
me.
notice.
You
Wow.
never see me again. If the
All
house
right.
spoke to me or told me to get out, bye-bye.
Tom, thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Who cares about equity? I'm out.
So if there's ghosts in a house and they're doing stuff like that, they want you to leave, right?
Generally, I mean, it's a property stake. I mean, they were there first.
They don't
and
like
they're
you
what
there.
what are you doing here?
Or pay rent.
Why are you?
I mean, there's-
Are they confused? Do they think it's like, hey, I'm still alive and I'm in my house?
There's, I mean, again, it's all based on theory, but yeah, there's theory that sometimes they don't know that they're dead.
Right.
They're just kind of hanging out, and they're
It's
like,
like
why
a-
does everybody keep coming through here?
Yeah.
So many sexy ghosts like you see in Ghostbusters where that one was over Dan
Oh
Aykroyd
my God.
and pulls that move
That
on
was the
him.
hottest ghost scene ever.
I'm sorry. If
She was
she's in the
hovering-
house, she ain't leaving.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
I'm staying
exactly.
too.
She'd be like writing on the window, "Help me."
Right. Exercise me, please. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
That'd be one funny walking ghost.
Yep. There she is now.
Bob in Fairfield.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Morning.
This happened a little bit over 20 years ago up at Dudleytown, past Kent Falls. You guys familiar with that area?
Yeah.
Very.
Okay, so get my bike out of the shop, service tuned up. It's running great. Take a nice fall ride up in Litchfield County. So we go check this place out we heard about.
Yeah.
At that time, it was accessible from a dead-end paved road that turned into dirt. So we drove in. It was just about getting dark, and we walked down to the foundations, which are supposed to be like the real haunted part.
Yep.
All right, you know the story and everything.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get dark. It's getting a little eerie. So we turn around. We're walking out. I go to get on the bike that we drove halfway down the dirt road. It would not start.
Bad Magneto.
So we're pushing it out, and it was like so quiet and still there. And there's one leaf like swirling, following us up the dirt path as I'm pushing the bike out. Get to the pavement at the end of the road near the clearing, and the bike starts up. And we got the heck out of there and scared the heck out of it.
That is
Oh, my God.
crazy.
There was actually Harley-like sounds before the bike started up.
Yeah, it was coming from his ass. Oh, my God. And that's consistent with so many stories of that area. That area has some kind of weird, ghostly, magnetic field.
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, thanks.
All right, take care.
Have you guys investigated Dudleytown at all?
No.
No?
Car keeps breaking down.
Yeah. Erica and Seymour.
Hey, guys.
What was that?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
I go ghost hunting all the time with my friends when I'm bored,
See, goats or ghosts?
Ghost.
Oh.
and I have, like, a laminated list of, like, all the haunted places in, like, Connecticut in my car from the Shadowlands.com. I go to these places all the time, and I went to Guntown and Naugatuck. That's an okay one. I broke into a abandoned mental asylum in Berlin once. That
What are you,
was
nuts?
like, they did like illegal lobotomies on kids and stuff. I don't know. It sounded pretty cool. So we went in. Nothing happened except we got chased by a cop and hid for an hour. But the most haunted place I've ever been is Southington Road Cemetery in Berlin. And this old lady will most likely chase you out with a flashlight, but that place is creepy.
The old lady with the flashlight, is she a ghost?
No, she just lives, I guess, like, it's like kind of like a hidden off area. It's a really old cemetery, and I guess it's her property. And since people heard about it, she doesn't like people, coming to investigate. But it's really scary there. I've gotten some awesome pictures.
Yeah, the old guy with the shotgun's worse.
Like what, pictures of orbs?
No, I got like kind of like it looks like a face. I don't know. It's weird. Like it was like smoke, kind of like foggy, but nobody was smoking. It was like there was all these jocks up there, and they were like videotaping, and they were like, we got dared to come here as a joke from high school, but it's actually legit, so we come and videotape all the time.
So
and a bunch of weird stuff went down. It was
Barnaby,
crazy.
smoke on a film like a picture or something that's probably a ghost, right?
It
If there's
can
no
be,
fire
or
around.
some sort of energy, paranormal energy of some sort. Yeah.
I've never gotten anything like that. And me and my boyfriend go to Salem every year. I'm about to leave tomorrow to go for a week, and we do the ghost tours there, everything. But, I mean, it was just weird. So if you want to see ghosts, you should go there.
All right, and that was where?
Southington Road Cemetery in Berlin.
All right. Hey, thanks, Erica.
No problem.
Creepy.
Stephanie in Wallingford.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I went to college up in New London, New Hampshire, a place called Colby Sawyer College, and our dorm was haunted. Apparently, the story goes it was built like on an old, like where they used to burn witches or some sort of crazy story. But we had, it was only a 3-story building, and it had an elevator, but the elevator was where the cleaning crew used to keep their cleaning supplies. It was only operated by a key. It was really old, so you couldn't just press one of the buttons. And in the middle of the night, the elevator would start going up and down, and there was all sorts of other crazy things that happened.
Yeah, their underwear disappeared.
Wow.
Some guys came by and grabbed it. All the beer disappeared, too. And where's my money in my wallet?
What happened to that pizza I left on the table?
Hey, wait a minute.
All right, thanks, Stephanie.
Thanks.
I find out you're dead.
Tony, the tire guy.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, my wife has a couple of experiences. She just recently found out, she was talking to them, she found out she was an empath and that she was also sensitive. And for a couple of instances, one day she came home taking care of the kids. She's in the kitchen doing a couple of things, has the gate up to keep the kids in the living room. She hears footsteps running behind her. So she's thinking it's our oldest son, and she looked back at the gate is up, and she's wondering where these footsteps are coming from. And the experience I had watching TV, the kids are in bed, she's in bed, fell asleep for a few minutes. I turn the living room light off. I wake up, the living room light is fully wide open and on.
And the TV set's gone, so's the laptop.
Yeah.
And that window's open.
What are you thinking, Barnaby?
It's common. I mean, there's a lot of people that I think at some point everyone is a little bit sensitive to this type of stuff. Some are more sensitive than others.
Yeah.
And I think there's stuff that's going on around us all the time.
I got a question to ask you, Barnaby.
Yeah, what's up?
My wife was recently giving a amethyst stone and some sage and dragon's blood, and she used the sage and the dragon's blood to try to what's the word I'm looking for?
What's the question, man? Because I got to roll. I want to get this sound on.
Does the sage and all help push entities away, or will they push them down or up or out?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's
short answer.
It's thought to help that. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So we have some sound from you guys. We're gonna roll through it pretty quick here. What's the first sound bite?
First sound bite is from the Butler McCook house in Hartford, Connecticut. The Butlers and McCooks related by marriage. Both lived in that home together. There was a woman named Mary Sheldon. She was not very liked, very brash personality, very reclusive, very possessive of her own privacy and belongings. We happened to be in her room looking at a diary that she had kept from the 1850s. And as we're looking at the diary, you're going to hear what we ended up capturing on audio, which we didn't hear at the time it happened.
Do you mind that we're going through your stuff and that we're in your room?
Was that it?
That was it.
Yeah.
What the spirit is saying is, get out of here, it's not your book, which would coincide with...
How can you tell that? From this?
When you have it up
I heard book.
When you have it up on a computer, and you really get down right...
You go right through it?
Eliminate all the static.
This is book?
Yep.
Ah.
Fuck.
That's creepy.
Mind your own effing business.
Creepy.
Yeah. All right, we have time for one more.
Okay, the second one was down at Phillips Manor Hall, down in Yonkers, New York, and one of our team members, Mark, was down in the basement with another team member, Matt, and they were trying to, try to provoke some kind of reaction in a nice way, just asking questions and things like that. And he's asking if they can knock on something, and this is the response that he got.
Knock on something like this?
Wow. Doesn't sound like he was happy.
No.
Hey, thank you guys for coming by, man.
Thanks for having me.
AJ Mornings. 50 minutes of rock all day.